So in the first class of class 12 we are going to start a new chapter called determinant. So to start this chapter we first consider these two equations, x plus b equal to 0 and cx plus d equal to 0. And suppose you have to eliminate x from these two equations, then what you will do, you will find x from here, which will be minus b by a. This b will come here, then it will be minus, and then it will be b by a. And from this equation, if you find x, it will be minus d by c. And since these two are equal to x, so these two must be equal. That is, minus b by a should be equal to d by c, minus d by c. And if you cancel minus, then and again if we cross multiply, it will be ad equal to bc, and this will be ad minus bc equals to 0. So by eliminating x from these two equations, what we have got, ad minus bc equal to 0. And if I write this expression as a, b, c, d equals to 0, and I tell you that whenever you will expand this term, it will be a into d. So a, d minus b, c, bc. That is, you have to multiply a into d and then b into c, and in the middle you have to give minus sign. Then this expression is called determinant. So we have come to the definition of determinant, that so a determinant looks like a, b, c, d. This is a determinant. As you can see, there are two rows and two columns here. So it will be a determinant of order 2. Since you have two rows, 1, 2, and two columns, 1, 2, so it is a determinant of order 2. And in a determinant, number of rows and number of columns will always be equal. But when we will learn matrices, we will see there are some matrices in which rows and columns may be different. So in a determinant, always number of rows and number of columns will be equal, and if the number of rows and columns are 2, then it will be determinant of order 2. So it is the definition of determinant, that whenever we eliminate variables from some equation, we get a determinant. So how we need to learn how to expand second order determinant. I have already told you that you have to multiply a with d. So it will be a, d, and then you will have to give a minus sign, and then you will have to multiply b with c. So it will be b, c. So this is the expansion rule of second order determinant. So now you can expand. Suppose I have given you a determinant 1, 2, 3, 4. Then how will you expand this determinant? You will have to multiply this 1 with 4. It will be 1 into 4 minus, and 3 into 2. So it will be 3 into 2. So 1 4 is a 1 minus 6. It will be minus 2. So you can see that determinant is nothing but a single number, but which is written in some complicated form. After expanding the determinant, we get a number. We can get a positive number, negative number, and even 0. So this is second order determinant and expansion of second order determinant. Similarly, a determinant can be of third order. For example, it will look like a, b, c, x, y, Z, don't take XYZ, say D, E, F, G, H, I. So you can see here there are 3 rows and 3 columns, so it will be a determinant of order 3. Now the question is how to expand this 3 cross 3 or third order determinant. So you can expand this by first row, any row, first row, second row, third row, or first column, second column, third column. But in general we will expand a third order determinant from first row. And how we will do this, you have to see this carefully, because it is the first time that you are going to learn determinant and the expansion of third order determinant. So take this element A and write here, and after writing A you have to write a second order determinant which you will get after eliminating this row and this column. So you will get this. I am taking A, and after eliminating this row and this column, what you will get? E, F, H, I. So you have to write here E, F, H, I. So it is the expansion rule. And now again take B. This time we have taken B. So we have to remove this row and this column. So what you will get? You will get D, F, G, I. You will get D, F, G, I. Plus here will be minus. Why minus has come, I will explain it later, but just for us to understanding the expansion, you have to take A, and after eliminating the first row and first column, whatever you are getting you have to write here, and then you will take B, and after eliminating the first row and second column you will write D, F, G, I. Now you take C here. So after eliminating this row and this column, what you will get? You will get this. So you have to write that here, D, E, G, H. Now you already know how to expand a second order determinant. So you can expand this EI minus HF minus B, and then expand this DI minus F R plus C, and you have to do DH minus GE. So this is the expansion rule of third order determinant. In this way you can expand third order determinant. For example, if you have to note it all, I am rubbing it. Suppose I have taken third order determinant 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and you have to expand this determinant. So how will you expand? You will have to take 1 first and then write the corresponding second order determinant. So it will be 5, 6, 8, 9. Now take minus and take 2. After taking 2, you have to eliminate this column and this row. So you will get 4, 6, 7 and 9. 4, 6, 7, 9. You have to now take 3. And the row in which 3 is and the column in which 3 is, you have to eliminate this column and this row. You will get 4, 5, 7, 8. Since we are in earlier classes of determinant, we are writing this, but once we have command on the expansion of determinant, we will expand this determinant directly in one step. So in one step will be safe. Now since 1 is nothing, 1 can be eliminated. Now you have to multiply 4 by 9, it will be 45 minus 48 minus 2, 4 9 is 36 minus 42 plus 3, and it will be 32 minus 35, and after simplification you can get the value of this determinant. So my aim is to make you understand how a determinant is expanded. This simplification you can do, you can leave, but when we will do question, we will have to simplify the whole thing. So up to now you have learned expansion of two second order determinant and an expansion of third order determinant. Now we need to learn some properties of determinant. Some properties of determinant. Properties of determinant. So the first property is, you can write this, or you will get these properties in any standard book of class 12. I don't have any book now. So properties of determinant. First property, if any row or column, if any row or column is 0, then det means determinant. I am writing in short. Det is 0. So you got the point. If any row or any column of the determinant will be 0, then the entire value of the whole value of determinant will be 0. For example, I am taking 0, 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can see the first row is 0, and it doesn't matter how big or how small value are in second and third row, the full value of this determinant will be 0, because the first row is 0. Similarly, if one column of the determinant is 0, 0, 0, 0, and it is suppose 6 and 9, then since first column is 0, the whole value of the determinant will be 0. So this is first property of the determinant. You have to write it. The property number 2 is, if any two rows or, and where the property which is valid for row is also valid for column. So if any two row or column are identical, then det is 0. Then also det is 0. So what is the property number 2? If you have a determinant in which two rows or two columns are same, then the value of the determinant will be 0. For example, you can take 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, here 90, 91, 99. So you can see here the first row, this one, and second row, this one, are same. So the value of this determinant will be 0, because it has two rows which are same. So this is the property number 2. We will use this in solving the sum. Similarly, if two columns are same, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and 2, 3, 4, then also, since the column 1 and column 2 are same, the value of this determinant will be 0. So now property number 3. Property number 3 is, if you you is not used in writing, so I'm just telling you can write, if we change means interchange. If we interchange two rows or columns, then det is negative. I'm not writing everything in the standard language of the book. but it is the knowledge is enough to solve the sum. So what is the property number 3? If we interchange two rows or two columns of the determinant, then the determinant will be negative, or determinant will be same, but sign will change. Suppose you have a determinant 1, 2, 3, 1, 9, 5 and 1, 1, 1, and you want to write the second row in the first row and first row in the second row. That is, you are interchanging first row and second row, so you can do so 1, 9, 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 1, but the value of the determinant will become negative because I have written, but sign will change. So you can interchange any two row or any two column of the determinant, but whenever you will do that, you will have to give a minus sign. So again, if I interchange second row and third row, so it will be 1, 9, 5, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3. So this time I have interchanged second row and third row. So one minus sign was already there, and one minus sign will come now because of the interchanging of the second and third row, so it will become plus, or you can omit this also. So this is the property number 3 of the determinant. Property number 4, if rows are interchanged into columns, then that will be same. So what is the fourth property? If you interchange all the rows into columns, then the determinant value of the determinant will remain same. For example, if I take a small determinant 1, 2, 3, 4, and see here, the first row I am writing as first column 1, 2, and second row as second column 3, 4. So what we have done here, we have interchanged all the rows into columns. Then these two determinant will be same, nothing will be changed, no minus sign will come, the value of the whole determinant will remain unchanged. So it is the property number 4. We are now doing some one more thing. Property number 5. Rows. Property number 5 is any multiple of any row or column may be added to other row or column. So what is the property number 5? This property we will use much more in solving sum. The property is, suppose I have a determinant 1, 2, 3, 2, 4, 6, 1, 1, 1. So the property number 5 is, you can add this row with this row, and you can also add some multiple of this row to this row. For example, I have written 1, 2, 3, and I want to add some multiple of 2, suppose 2m, and here 4m, and here 6m, and these two rows will remain same. So we can do this. So what we have done here, we have taken second row, multiplied it with some number m, and added to the first row. Similarly, we can subtract it to the first row, but we will have to write the operation. Whenever we will do some operation, we will have to mention that operation, that what we have done. So in this case, my first row is new, so R1 means first row, and this symbol, this dash, denotes that the first row is changed, equals to, it is R1 plus MR2. So it is denoting the operation that we have done. We have added R1 with M multiple of R2. We have multiplied this row with M. See here, each and every term has M. So we have added R1 plus M R2. Similarly, we can add NR3 also. So in that case, we will have to add N, because N multiple of third row will be N. It will be N. It will also be N. So we can do this kind of operation also. We now solve some problem. I don't have book, so I will have to take the book from someone. But some question that I know, these are famous question: 1 1 1, alpha beta gamma, and alpha square, beta square, gamma square. This question is famous, very famous, and it may have come in the exam also. So you have to find the value of this determinant. So how we will do that, you see here. See, one note I am telling you, I will not write this, but you can make a note in your mind also. Whenever you see 3 1 in the first row or in first column, you have to subtract 2 rows or 2 columns and get 2 zeros. So what you have to do here, you have to subtract this from this. So 1 minus 1, it will be alpha minus beta. It will be alpha square minus beta square. Again you subtract this from this, so it will be 1 minus 1. It will be beta minus gamma. It will be beta square minus gamma square. And the third row will remain as it is. So again I am telling, whenever you see 3 1 in the first row or anywhere, you have to make 2 of them as 0. So 1 minus 1 will be 0. You can write here direct. And again 1 minus 1 will be 0. And what you have done here, you have to write. You see, your first column is new. So C1 dash means new first column. It is obtained from C1 minus C2, because we have subtracted this from this, so C1 minus C2. And again second column is new, so we have subtracted C2 minus C3. So you have to mention here that what you have done. Now it is 0, it is alpha minus beta, and this is alpha square minus beta square. If you apply the formula, it will be alpha plus beta and alpha minus beta. It will be 0, beta minus gamma, and again by the same formula it will be beta plus gamma and beta minus gamma. It will be 1 gamma and gamma square. So you have to write by pausing the video. If you see, alpha minus beta can be taken as common from the first column. So if you take alpha minus beta as common, it will come out of the determinant. And again here see, beta minus gamma can be taken as common. You may have the question that 0 doesn't have any alpha minus beta, so how we have taken alpha minus beta as common. So we can easily write 0 as 0 into alpha minus beta. So now you can take common as alpha minus beta. So you can take any number as common from 0. From the second column you have take beta minus gamma as common. So what is the remaining? 0, 0, 1, 1, 1 gamma. It will be alpha plus beta, beta plus gamma, and this is gamma square. You have to note all this. Now what is the benefit of taking two zeros? Why we have done these 2 0? Now if you expand these this determinant, you will have to write 0 and some determinant, again minus 0, some determinant, plus 1 and some determinant. So whatever we will be here, if it will be multiplied with 0, then it will be 0 finally. So we don't have to write this. Similarly, you don't have to write anything for this 0. So the only expansion will remain in the last column, last element of the first row. Alpha minus beta and beta minus gamma. Now we are expanding this determinant, but we will not write any term corresponding to this 0 and this 0. So only 1. So 1 after removing this column and this row, it will be 1, 1, alpha plus beta and beta plus gamma. Alpha minus beta, beta minus gamma. Now you know already, I have told you how to expand a second order determinant. So it will be 1 into beta plus gamma. So finally it will be beta plus gamma minus 1 into this. So it will be alpha and plus minus minus beta. So plus beta minus beta will be cancelled out and it will remain as alpha minus beta, beta minus gamma and gamma minus alpha. This is the answer of the question. This is the value of the determinant. So one more thing that I have learned in the property of the determinant, that you can take any number as common from the first from any column or from any row. So I need to discuss it here. Suppose you have 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 4, 5, 9, 6. So you can take 2 as common from the first column. So 2, after taking 2, it will be 1, 1, 1. 1, 5, 3, 9, 4, 6. So you can take any number as common from any row, from single row, not from all the elements, but in matrices. In matrices, we will see if we take single number as common, then it will be common from all the elements. But in determinant, from a single row, one row, you can take any number as common, or you can multiply any number in single row or single column.